academy, I was in the United States Marine Corps. I believe here it's more, they take you down to nothing and then build you up in a way where you're not just stuck as a robot. Instead here you have to be able to communicate with the community.
I'd say one of my biggest challenges was the mental aspect of this program. I'd have to say just going home at the end of a hard day and just knowing that the next day was going to be just as hard or even harder than the previous day. To overcome that, I just had to get in the right mindset and I just had to keep reminding myself why I'm here, to keep going into the next day and doing it day by day.
I wanted to join AFR because leaving the Marine Corps, I lost that brotherhood that I had. The next best thing was becoming a firefighter because I knew that they had that same brotherhood, working as a team, staying in the same house, and that's what I really miss. I did not see myself doing a regular 9-to-5 job sitting behind a desk.
In high school I played football and basketball, and then I went off to play college football at Eastern. I went on a significant weight loss journey. I lost over like the span of 3 years, I lost like almost 130 pounds. I was just focusing more on like cardio type of workouts, running, making sure my mile and a half and all my push-ups, pull-ups was gonna be good.
Before this, I was a stay-at-home dad for about a year and a half. I have 4 daughters. I would come home and I would be exhausted, but I still had to play my role and be a father. Basically, I made a schedule. I would get home, I would spend an hour with the family, and then I would go handle all the things I needed to handle. But my wife really stepped up during the academy, and I owe a lot to her for taking care of home base.
Just wanting to help the community, being that sense of safety when you show up to a scene, knowing when you get there people feel safer, that drawed me to the fire department.
I think balancing doing all our duties, things we needed to get done around the house. Like when we were home, I just had a child before the academy started, and my wife has helped me out a lot with that, but trying to find that balancing act.
Before this, I graduated high school and I was working part-time at Dairy Queen, and then I went to Target after that to pay for college and get my EMT license. I got my EMT and then I got the call that I was accepted into this cadet process. I'm 19, sir.
Do you have something that you would like to share?
Maybe the reason why I'm here, my uncle passed away in the line of duty as a police officer, and I had no intention of being a firefighter, but once my uncle had passed away, I decided to go a different route, and I had a conversation with my parents and decided that I wanted to do more with my life and just to give back to my community the same way that my uncle did, sir.
I'd say for me personally, the most difficult part is just being physically and mentally exhausted 8 weeks or so. Just knowing that you're exhausted and completely destroyed and it's only Monday and you have to do it the whole week. Keeping yourself on a good routine, trying to get enough sleep, trying to take care of yourself recovery-wise, and so you can come back the next day and do it even better and keep pushing.
So before this, I was in the Army. I was also going to school for physical therapy. Again, coming from the military, just getting used to being at the bottom of the totem pole again, but accepting the fact that I am at the bottom of the totem pole again, and just to deal with it. Most difficult week was probably ladder week. It's just super straining physically. I overcame it just one step at a time, really, just telling myself like, I got this and I'm gonna see it through.
Something I learned about myself, just when you feel mentally, physically exhausted, there's always more left inside you if you just keep digging deep and not giving up. Just know that each day comes to an end at 5:30. You just gotta fight through sometimes and know that you'll get to reset the next day.
I think the hardest aspect for me personally was I underestimated what the academy was going to be like. I was thinking to myself that it wouldn't be that bad, that maybe, oh yeah, we go on some runs, we do some push-ups and learn some stuff, but it won't be too hard. And it was a pretty big wake-up call, you know, the first couple weeks. The only way that I could overcome any of that is you just had to adapt and not get too down on yourself. You got to find out where your motivation comes from.
Your first couple of days here, even first couple of weeks, you're a fish out of water, right? Everything feels so abnormal, and I think overcoming is being able to know your class, rely on each other, being able to fall back on each other, especially when things don't go your way, and having a good routine to rely on yourself as well. That's really one way I was able to overcome it.
The most challenging part of this academy for me was the first 2 weeks getting accustomed to a strict routine. You wake up early, you prepare for the day. All you can think about is how you're going to find a way to dig even deeper the following day and go even harder than you did the day before. Overcoming that, I think really digging deep, trying to intentionally proving to myself how hard I could really push my limits to see what my limits really were. And I've reached points that I hadn't reached prior to this academy.
I had to tell someone how to prepare physically, and just come in with the right mindset, just to get humbled every day, but pick yourself back up, come stronger the next day. I think this process was really different from what most people would experience in their life. It was a lot of fun, but it was hard at the same time. It's like the most fun that I would not want to have again.
I wanted to be a firefighter because my uncle, he was an APD officer in the 90s, and unfortunately he was killed in the line of duty. I wanted to serve the community, but I wanted to serve it through the fire department. Something I learned about myself is I definitely have a lot more I can give. There was days where we kept going and going, and I just didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, but I did. The funniest thing I think that happened is we had a spelling bee, and between two cadets I can't remember what the reason was, but it went on for a long time because neither of them could spell any word, and they were very simple words.
It was the toughest thing I've ever done. I've never really been to a gym before this, or worked out for that matter. The physical aspect just changed me. Just realized that it's only temporary. There's only so long in a day that you can work out. You'll just keep going, get over it. But realize your class is your family and your team for the next 18 or so weeks, and you're not just an individual.
I love to help people. I love being there, being able to help people, doing anything I can for them. My sister and my mom, they're nurses. They're on the front lines. I saw them during COVID, and they were just shorthanded in the hospitals, and they were just very tired all the time. And I was like, I just want to help them and be able to help people and join the fight in the front lines.
I think pretty early on, just from, everyone always talks, you hear the rumors about the academy. I knew that no matter what I would do, I would always feel unprepared. It was just, this academy has the reputation for that, and I wanted to do my best to be as prepared for it as possible. And I did, or at least I felt like I did. But it honestly exceeded whatever I heard, whatever expectations I thought, and in good ways too. I wouldn't change a thing about it, and I'm glad I went through it.
I was an FSA, and I had a little bit of an idea of what the field personnel did, but I had no idea what the academy was going to be like. I knew that it was going to be hard, that's what everybody said, gave advice of not giving up, but I don't know if anything can prepare you for that, especially if you don't have any kind of military background or something where your job already entails a lot of precision and yelling.
I was not prepared for this academy. I don't think I exactly knew what to expect coming in, so I don't think I could have prepared completely for it. One of the better ways that I learn in the academy is by failure, and that I can push through the failure and get better, as well as my mind is definitely stronger than my body is. Trying to push out, wanting to prove to others that I deserve to be here when I need to prove to myself that I deserve to be here.
I played a lot of sports growing up, sir. I know high school was a big part of it, is the teamwork and the brotherhood, sir. I did miss that when I eventually got out of high school. When I saw the fire department, sir, I decided to apply because I wanted to get back to that brotherhood, sir. And hearing about the academy, sir, I knew it was going to be tough, so I wanted to prove something to myself and to my family, sir.
So we ran about, I'd say, 3 miles. We went to the sand dunes, we did fireman carries, we did bear crawls, army crawls, and sugar cookies. On our way back, we picked up some trash to throw away on the way back to the academy, and I picked up a bag, and I would say about mile in back to the academy, the bag ripped,
and there was a dead bird inside. I didn't know if I should put it down and litter or if I should pick it up and keep running. So I picked it up and kept running, and safe to say one of the instructors wasn't very happy with me.
I wish I would have ran more, and I wish I had gotten a better sleep schedule before the academy started. I feel like I was pretty well prepared. I don't think you can ever be 100% prepared. You know, you can only try and set yourself up for success. I worked out a lot, constantly went to the gym every day, got together with other cadets that I had found out they were in the academy with me, and we kind of bounced ideas off of each other as far as how we should work out and prepare.
Before this, I was in the United States Marine Corps for 5 years. I'd say there's, academically, this was more of a challenge, having the tests every week, a lot of information coming in fast, so you need to study for that. Physically, about on par. Advice I'd give to someone that is wanting to join is find whatever that motivation or reasoning is as to why you first applied, and hold on to that, because that might be what drives you on the harder days. That's what you need to hold on to. I'd say the hardest weeks would be a ladder week. Just having the mental fortitude to do a strenuous thing over and over and over all day long. But for me, I just kind of didn't think too much into it and just accepted like this is what we got to do, and this is how I'm gonna succeed for the day. Just kept moving forward, didn't let it get to me.